Hey everyone, it's Grid from Chasing Fire. Today's topic: how long would it take for you to retire early? I'll show you the Excel tracker I built to answer that, plus a few pro Excel tips like XLookup, conditional formatting, and a neat error bar hack to make it even better. So, if you're into this financial independence stuff, you know the basics. Save aggressively, invest wisely, and keep your costs under control. But let's look how one would plan those things. This whole tracker starts with just a few key numbers. Those are the 6 cells that you need to type something into, starting with your monthly net income, which is your takeaway money after all the taxes and all the deductions. So basically the money that goes into your bank account. Then you type in your monthly expenses, which includes everything: rent, mortgage, groceries, fun money, cars, you name it. Then you type in your current portfolio value, and if you want to change the rule of 25, you can do it here. That's the basic rule. So your annual expenses times 25, that money allows you to withdraw yearly 4% of that without the possibility of exhausting it too quickly. You can play around with numbers. Like if you want to be more conservative, you can try a number of 30 and go on from there. See how the numbers would play out. Then you type in your expected annual return of investments and your current age. So pretty simple. By the way, I want to stop here and give a quick tip. This is the bread and butter, I think, regarding a journey into financial independence. The amount you save monthly, and it's super dependent on your expenses. And during the years of your career, your income increases. It's crucial to keep those expenses as low as possible and not bloat them, so your savings rate would increase and your monthly savings would increase. That shortens the journey to your financial independence like many times or many years. Yeah, anyway, with those inputted values, we have these calculations like just said with the monthly savings. Then dividing that by income, we get our savings rate per month. And with our basic rule of 25 or whatever number we decide to type into here, this calculates our FIRE number, so which is our annual expenses times the rule of 25 or something else. Then one of my favorite formulas in Excel, like now I've been using it a lot, we have this table on below which uses formulas for checking what year it is, then fetching values from your inputted cells, portfolio. Then it calculates your annual savings amount, so it just the monthly saving times 12, and then your current portfolio times your expected annual return equals your annual growth of investment, and then we have this end of the year value there. And then we go on to the next year, etc. And with the XLookup function, we can search through a table and look for a certain number and print out something else. So in this case, we're going through our values for portfolio and compare it to our FIRE number, and when our portfolio exceeds our FIRE number, then we print out the age that we would be on that same column. Pretty simple, but pretty useful. We do the same for the year. So this is the year we can start our financial independence, and this is the calculation that takes into account the target fire year and then deducts that from the year that it is today, and that gives us how many years that will be. And then we also fetch with the XLookup function that what our portfolio value will be at the end of the year we started our financial independence. Before going into the visual portion of the Excel, I just want to point out the colors on the table so you can see every other row is light blue. I use the conditional formatting option with a rule. That's pretty easy. I'm just going through the table, and every odd row I'm gonna format the cell color with this. So pretty simple stuff, and that allows you to format the tables without making it as a table with the filters, etc., etc. You can check it out. And regarding the visual point, here's a chart, pretty simple chart that shows us nicely how does our portfolio grow over years, and we can really see the compounding effect that happens, something that we'll go through on another video. And I also mentioned regarding the neat error bar trick I used here. So we have this black vertical line here. Excel doesn't natively kind of support this, but I use these chart designs to add chart elements with error bars and removed all the values there, and I made a drawing there so that we have a clear vertical line on the top of the year that our portfolio value surpasses our fire number. Pretty informative. And finally, we can go to the main page. Here it is. Lesson from this tool. Remember to track your numbers. Do these predictions with different kinds of simulations. You can play around with any numbers you want. You can see when your net income increases, then everything changes on the table. Your monthly savings rise, and if you are able to cut costs, then it's going to be even better. And if you want to play with the conservative numbers here, you can do it, and you can change your age, etc., etc. And all these will change, and also with the visuals it will change, like you see. And I really want to emphasize at the end, keep these expenses in check, even if your income grows. That's the most important message on the financial independence journey. Also, let your investments do the heavy lifting. The power of compounding is super real, and you can see it on the table on below. And remember, your situation will differ from everyone else's. It's your journey and nobody else's. Just remember that there are taxes and costs, so always you need to adjust these numbers with those that are in your reality. Anyway, I think it's super important to understand the math behind this and do these predictions, which for Excel is a great tool. For tracking, not so good. There are some others. We can come back to those on future videos. Anyway, doing this is the only way to go forward in your own journey towards financial independence. There, we have it. If you want to grab this calculator, I'll put a link into the description. Of course, you can build it yourself. That would be awesome. And if you want to see videos about something you saw or thought, just leave me a comment. Remember to hit the like and subscribe so that you will be the part of this journey in the future too. Thanks for watching. Until next time.